it's me. None of what I have recorded up until now actually recorded. How annoying is that? I came away without an SD card in this camera, so I went into the most expensive hardware shop in the Scottish borders, which is in Jedburgh by the way, to get an SD card, which I got, and it didn't work. The write speeds were wrong, so it's obviously a wildly out of date SD card. So I'm down at Towford, it is bitterly cold, I'm in the van, huddled round the heater. I have just done the sketchiest thing I've ever done, really quite stupid if I'm being honest. I'll tell you about that in a minute. I've got an SD card out of one of the trail cams and I'm using that, so all is good. Let's go and have a look. I've already looked around, so I'm not going to pretend to be surprised or horrified or ooh, what a lovely wintry scene, because I've already been round. I've done stuff already, and this camera hasn't recorded any of it. It's not limited to me possibly nearly falling off the roof of the toilets. Fitting end to me, I may just say, because, you know, it would figure. Does a snowy scene not look or not make an otherwise fairly urbanised man look windswept and interesting? What I mean to say is if you're someone that isn't really very used to being adventurous, you know, you like your comforts, your heating, your rugs over your knees, warm shoes, come away down to Towford and look windswept and interesting like me. Can I just say as well, my feet may not be attached to my body, I just don't know, because I can't feel them. I haven't been able to feel them since mid-November, but here we are. This is the lengths that I go to, and you'll notice as well that there's no young people here. These are the lengths that I go to get this content. Also, as I said, I've already been in and around the place. I have been up on the roof behind me here. There's a ladder. I nearly fell off the roof behind me here. Our solar panels are up there and I was sweeping the snow off them. I have no idea why it's dull down here. They'll be generating zero power. However, obviously we might get a sunny day through the week, so the snow is less of it to melt, etc, etc. So I've been up here, I've done that. Let's go into the... Actually, no, I'm not going to show you that because we'd set mouse traps in the kitchen, and I don't know what goes on in the space of a week in this building when we're not here, but it had obviously caught 2 mice. There was a mouse in each trap. Do mice eat each other? Do they do that? Do they? Because something had been eating these mice. Are mice cannibalistic? I don't know. I should know this because I'm a country boy, but I don't. These mice, I'm not, they're on the ground behind me because I had to... It wasn't very pleasant. I don't think I could have put it on YouTube anyway because it was frankly, yeah. So yeah, not good. Let's go up the stairs and see how the water catchment system's doing. Obviously I already know, but I'll feign surprise for your benefit. Just come up the stairs here. So it's not really been raining particularly, so I don't think it would be that bad. And it isn't. I don't know if you can see that down there. So there's a wee bit of wet there, and this needs shored up just a touch. It's dipping down there and the water's collecting, so I'll need to tie it up just a wee touch. But that's doable, so these are doing the job they're supposed to be doing. When all this snow melts, that's when things are going to be at their wettest. We'll maybe take a wee walk down to the river, because that I think might be quite picturesque at this time of... We could put that on the Towford postcards, couldn't we? Or fundraising postcards. Just had that idea. Let's go in here. This place is dry as bone. Look at this. 10 out of 10. Nothing. And we've got frozen water in there as well. You may remember from the last video that we had a burst pipe over here by our water tanks. Now, this was only temporary and we did get cut out somewhat with this. The PEX is not really designed to be outside anyway. It's actually for internal sort of plumbing, so this was always a stopgap. I'm not entirely sure how we get round this. We could bury the pipe, put it underground and have it pop up over there. I think that might work. Or we just drain it down. I think what we're going to have to do is what we should have done rather in November is winterise everything. These need covered. They are filling up. I don't know how full they are. I'm going to get the ladders and have a wee look and just check the filter as well. These valves won't move. They're all frozen. So, and you can tell that this is frozen as well. Obviously, there's not an awful lot we can do about that. We can wrap it, and I'm going to have a go at that. We've got an old tent in there. I'm just going to wrap it as best I can. Whether that helps or not, because we're only really down once a week and it needs to be used. The water needs to be running. I think even that probably isn't going to help. I still don't know if these tanks will freeze. You know, the contents, obviously these will, because they're out on the edge and they're out. The tanks themselves, there's a lot of water in there, or there was, there maybe isn't now. Will that freeze? I don't know. And if it does freeze, will it split the tank? I've seen some pictures online of split IBC tanks, but I don't know what they were subjected to. The coldest I've ever seen it anywhere in Scotland is -12, although it does get colder, but personally, me being in a place, -12 is as cold as I've ever seen. So I'm going to have to go up a ladder again, but this won't be, I say it won't be quite as sketchy, but I'm going to film it just in case it is. The neighbours away past on quad bikes. No one ever visits here, you know, the gate's open, the van's here. No one ever pops in to be nosy. Maybe they're just not nosy people, I don't know. But right, I'm going up a ladder again. So I don't want to obviously have a terrible accident. I mean, people know I'm here, but it would be, yeah, it would be great, would it? Let's have a look. I have no idea if you saw anything there. Is it frozen? Yeah, there's a skein of ice definitely on the top there. I can see it. See, there's about 30 centimetres of water on the bottom. I don't think that's going to make much difference. And also it's already frozen, so that tent is mocket, by the way. It's damp, it's got mildew on it. It was never a great tent anyway. These massive frame tents that you can buy, like they sleep 10 or 9 or however many people they're not the most practical things, and they're not even very good for this. However, it's covered on all sides and it's stuffed enough all at the bottom there, so it's something, isn't it? It's something. And what we'll do is we'll get some of that insulated foil stuff that you can get, and we'll make proper jackets for them. But I think that might be for next year. Bear in mind, this is only December. Normally in Scotland, certainly this part of Scotland or the south of Scotland, January, February is the time for bad weather. And we're only at the beginning, it's like the 3rd of December. I mean, you might get a flurry, you might get like a winter bomb or a frost dragon, whatever they're calling it, coming through. But this is actually quite unusual. Our Decembers are just usually wet and dull. Much like myself. It's quite good that though, isn't it? It's quite... No? Well, I am so ill prepared. I'm going to have to probably start using my phone to record. No spare batteries, no memory card. I just shoved an empty camera in my backpack. I'm going to go down to the river. If this camera's batteries run out, there may be a change of aspect, a change of quality. It's beginning to snow. I'm not going to stay for much longer because I don't want to get snowed in with the dead and rotting mice. So let's go down the river because I think it might look quite picturesque. A little bit of snow on the ground. It's even more peaceful and silent down here. I'm going to go down this slope here. If I fall, I'll get it on camera. Nope, not getting that. Look at this.